Hello Pisces, welcome to your July 2019 general reading. Eclipse season is almost upon us. Last year's was a doozy. Let's hope June was kind to you. And you're ready to face whatever the eclipses are gonna throw at you, because everybody's getting stuff thrown at them. Aggressively so. I can feel the eclipses. Oof. Oh no, some of the cups have fallen over. Maybe if you know anything about tarot, if you're a tarot reader yourself, you already know what I'm talking about. Some of the cups have fallen over. Some of them are still down though. Yes, you. She just wants to come out. Everybody's getting 11-11. Like everybody, almost everybody. Half of the signs have gone the Four of Wands. I'll show the cards to you in a second. She is a chaotic shuffler. Oh, gorgeous. And the cards are taking their time. And I'm taking my time pulling them out. Okay, Pisces. No, not you. Yes, you. No, it's you. No, it's you. No, not you. Yeah, you're the third party. See? Chaotic ass shuffler. You fell out. You didn't fall out. Oh no, you fell out. Yeah, I felt that. Ace of Swords. Okay. 2 more cards. Because a whole bunch of them just sort of like stumble into my lap. Forwards to the future. New ideas, new entrepreneurship. Ow. Oh no, some of you guys. What happened to some of you? Did the piranhas get to you? Somebody stab you. Aye. Aye, 'tis a quarrel. So, emotionally, you guys have not been doing well. Will not be doing well. Let's see. Camera's okay, camera's okay. Okay, Pisces. 5 of Cups. 3 of Swords. And the Hanged Man. The piranhas are not an illusion for you guys. I was reading, you know, all the other signs before, because I decided to go in order this time and not like all haphazard all over the place. For them, the piranhas were an illusion, the piranhas were in their heads. This time the piranhas are not, for you guys, the piranhas are not in your head. Some of you guys have experienced a bit of an emotional loss. A betrayal, perhaps? Not a betrayal. It's not like somebody stabbed you in the back. It just feels like nasty. It feels like, oh, I really was expecting better of them, or I was expecting something different from them. It feels like somebody said something or somebody did something, and that wasn't particularly aimed at you, but you overheard and you were like, oh, ouchie. Like the 3 of Swords weren't stabbed into your heart, but they were stabbed, and you're like, I really thought better of you. I really thought more of you, and I thought more of the relationship we have, or I thought more of who you are as a person. And the person that like did this to you, there is a feeling of like they gave you the hangman feeling of like, I'm floating, you know, my head barely above the water, and there are piranhas underwater swimming under your legs this time. Gorgeous star card. There's hope. It's glorious. There's this stuff happening. Also, the 5 of Swords goes together with the previous thing I was talking about. But there there's hope for you guys. I'm sorry, there's a lot of cuts in this video. This thing got very, very disturbed. Hi, sorry about the cut, guys. A bunch of noise happened. Oh, and I bumped the table, of course. Let's try this again. Okay. There's a couple of stories going on here. Or maybe there's one concluded story. There's a 5 of Cups. There's a 3 of Swords. There's a 5 of Swords. And then there's this Hangman. And when I got the Hangman for another sign, there was a feeling of, you know, the piranhas are an illusion. For the other sign, the piranhas are an illusion. Yeah, you're floating in the water, but the piranhas are an illusion. There's nothing bad in the water for you. It's all a weird dependent situation. In this case, well, the piranhas are there. You, a friendship, a relationship. I feel like this is a friendship. There is a friendship lost to you guys. You saw somebody do something that you saw a friend of yours or somebody you trusted and you liked and you thought was like a good, proper person, and you know, somebody you were close to. You saw them do something or say something and you were like, ah, shit. You're not good at all, actually. And like, you trusted in them, you trusted in the good of their being and that the fact that they actually are a good person, but it turns out that there is stuff to them that, yeah. It feels like a friendship loss, specifically because in this case, you know, it's such a poignant 5 of Cups. The 3 of Cups have fallen over and are falling into the waters. The 2 of Cups are left standing. You still have a good friend, or you still have good friends that are still there for you, but there's a certain sort of camaraderie that was lost because somebody did something that you thought was maybe petty or maybe stupid and maybe just a mean-spirited, and you really thought better, and there it is. And the thing that you actually liked, you sincerely like that person and you sincerely like believed in them, but this thing that happened is like 5 of Cups. And it leaves you hanging like this. Head above the water, but you're floating and you don't feel the ground underneath. In this case, there are piranhas around your ankles. But we have this gorgeous card. It's one of my it's like my favorite, actually. It's not one of my favorites, it's my favorite star card that I've ever seen. It's gorgeous. Out of the water, you can be uplifted. Out of the water, there is a new project, a new beginning, a new idea, a new pursuit, a new passion. And there's still joy. Perhaps for some of you, this relationship that was such a bad way for you, sorry about the noise, was something twin flamey, maybe a bit. No more particularly encourage that, but maybe it was something twin flamey. Hold your cards close to your heart, though. The thing that happened with the other person or with multiple people who you thought better of, but that didn't turn out good at all, actually. Don't blabber about it. Don't talk about it. Don't gossip about it. This is one of those cases where I would recommend actually just swallowing your words and going. Actually, in this case, I also feel like Ace of Swords is just like, it's one of my favorite tarot card channels. It's like, shwing! It's a fresh start. It's a fresh cut. Just cut the ties. Don't go too deep into why you're doing that. Just start anew. This is a hopeful card of starting anew. You have the 4 of Wands to look forward to. Even as this nonsense is happening in your relationships, The rest of your life is doing good though. Like this feels like, yeah, the relationships are a mess, but in your work, in your projects, in the rest of your life, you've got success, you've got joy, you've got celebration. Take that. Sorry, it's something behind the screen I have to look at. What else for you guys? She's succinct this time. That's a particular eclipse energy for you guys. Am I gonna draw a clarifier? Yeah, I'm gonna draw the clarifier for the whole reading because I feel like it. Eclipse season for you guys is gonna be a painful realization about something in your relationships, something in your friendships. It's gonna leave you floating in the water a bit, but you're fine. Just start anew. Eclipses can do that. Mercury is also like going retrograde, if not already in retrograde. I don't follow astrology that much myself. I just know certain things. And Mercury retrograde does that to relationships. Occasionally. That just happens. Clarifier for Pisces July 2019. Because you sometimes have to vocalize to the cards when you're shuffling them, what you're actually shuffling for. Sometimes vocalization helps. Then again, I'm that witch who does all of her spells in complete quiet, so... Ooh. Clarifier for the whole reading. Clarifier for the whole reading is the Lovers. In all of the meanings this time. Both in the fact that the Two of Cups on top, on top of the hill, they're still standing for the Five of Cups card. This might be something that happens in your friendships, but the person that matters the most to you is still there. The Lovers also in the way that perhaps there is a new relationship forming right now. Or will be forming. Speaking of the future. I'm already in the future. A new relationship forming that's going to be a star moment, a Four of Wands moment, a still standing Two of Cups moment. And also for a lot of you guys, this will be about making the choice. These guys are connected energetically. These guys are giving me the connected vibe. Ace of Wands, okay, Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords and the severity of the sword. Just going through the whole issue. You will have to make that choice, the choice will be made. About whatever it was that happened before that the Ace of Swords moment brought. The Lovers will make you make that choice, but you already know that. Angel card, actually. I think you're like only the third sign that gets the angel card. This is an extra oracle card. You're not the only, you're one of the three signs that got the angel oracle cards as like the extra oracle cards, and I think Gemini or somebody else. Another sign got the Angel of Song, and you guys also get a repeat of Angel of Vengeance. Fucker has that sword though. See that sword? This is that same sword. You got the sword. Don't stab it through their hearts. I would recommend that, even if you yourself were stabbed through the heart. Don't stab it through their hearts. You have a sword though, and the sword is there to cut the ties, to cut the ties to the relationship, to cut the ties to the other person, the person or the people who just let you down. Oh, we're shitty. That's what the sword is there for. To cut the ties. And you know it has to be done. You have the power to do it. Perhaps a bit brutally, like that's a very brutal like repetition of no Ace of Swords. But brutal, but don't go into extra words. Don't keep your true cards close to your heart. But don't be afraid. The swords are similar. You see the gem in the like hilt center of it, and there's like an eye here. You have the sword. Use it to cut the ties, not to cut the other person. Don't cut the other person. Bad idea. This will bring more swords. And more swords. You don't need that energy. Gosh, okay. That's another kind of an eclipse energy. Thank you so much for watching, Pisces. There's information on private readings down in the description box. Meanwhile, leave a comment, like, subscribe, ring the bell if any of this resonated with you. If it didn't, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, check those out. And good luck. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.